The views and opinions of this broadcast do not reflect the views and opinions of Armed Media, New Productions and its affiliates. Enjoy the show.
I'm a big fish in a small pond. Got my days free and my nights long. I create my own reality. Who I am is fine with me. As famous as I wanna be. Who I am is fine with me. Who I am. Who I am.
Coming in. Hi everybody, it's Maria from What's the Story with Maria. How's it going? We are very excited that you're here. You know what? It's that hour of the week. Tuesday nights, 9 p.m., Armed Radio. Cameron Mitchell Bell has joined us. Jason Peck. Jason, I told them you come in right away. Marie Sullivan Baca has joined us. And oh my God, they're all coming in now. Dom Giovanni has joined us. Isabella Raskowski. That's my cousin Marisa. Charlotte York has joined us. Ed Kutu from Blade Salon in Old Westfield, Connecticut. Hi, Eddie. Charles Caselli has joined us. He has twirled in. He is a dancer.
Amazing.
So welcome, everybody. We're so glad you're here. And tonight, Leo Rodriguez has joined us. That is my friend Leo. He's also our accidental intern many times, and he'll post things. I was telling him about you, Leo. So Jean Simpson Dunn, my friend, she's out in Illinois. She has joined us. She's a director, and we are very happy. Suzanne Mason has joined us. I'm good. It's for our radio audience. I'm not losing my mind. We're Facebook Living as well, so when people pop on, I like to acknowledge them because a lot of our guests come on week after week after week, and we so appreciate your patronage. So, okay. Tonight, I am very, Paul Lucas has joined us. I'm very excited. My two guests are two wonderful musicians, singers, amazing human beings, and we realized tonight that the connection is jazz. Oh, look, it's little Stevie V, I call him.
Hi, Steve.
Steve Velarde from Marie's. I call him Little Stevie V. If this was the 50s, that's what he would be.
It's true.
Right? So we realized tonight that our connection was that we are lovers of jazz. And, you know, we were talking a little bit beforehand. Jennifer's dad is a jazz musician. Elliot's dad is a jazz musician. And my dad was not a jazz musician, but he was a DJ for many years in Boston, which a lot of even my family doesn't know. But he was it was classical music station and also jazz. So my introduction to jazz in my life was my dad. And so we have that in common, which I didn't realize till we started yapping. You know, Stephanie Greco's joined us. She's my friend from Massachusetts. I saw you were at the Boston Garden with the Celtics tonight. I saw that. I'm a little jealous, Stephanie. Darlena has joined us. Hi, gorgeous. How are you? Steve Fernandez has joined us. So many great people. So yeah, that's our connection, our jazz connection. We all are lovers of jazz. We all were kind of given this gift of jazz from our dads. Mm-hmm. And look at, we're all musicians, and we are carrying that torch, right? So now, why don't we, we'll start with, first of all, Elliot and I are neighbors, which we didn't realize.
No, real neighbors, like 2
blocks.
Beside each other, yeah.
Right? Like, you didn't have to come very far. And Jen, you live across the way, but you found a bus that brought a little chariot that brought you over.
It was nice, yeah.
So, okay, let's start with you two know each other how? Let's start with that.
Brandy's piano bar, I think.
Brandy's piano bar.
And how long have you been working together?
That is
8 years?
8.
Has it been that long?
Is it 8?
I was going to say 7, so somewhere between
But
7 and
I can't,
8. Yeah.
I really can't count,
Time
so
flies.
don't trust me with the numbers.
But Elliot, for some reason, like, to me, you're like, you just popped on. Maybe because we don't tend to work in the same clubs that much.
I think so, yeah. I'm typically at Brandy's. Is usually
typically at Brandy's,
piano
which
bar.
is uptown, which I love. I love Brandy's. And we worked together this last Friday, and we had such a nice time. And what I love about Elliot is he's very happy to be, we talked about this too, we're both like people that really are happy to be playing music. Yeah, you know, sometimes, like, we all get cranky, we all have our days, but we're really happy to be there.
Yeah,
Right? What did you say?
You said something to me, I think, last time we were together, was you want people to have a good time. And it's simple, but but I think that really has a lot to do with it too.
Yeah, I mean, otherwise, why are we doing it? It's not like we're making trillions of dollars at
Yeah,
it. We're
yeah,
making
right?
regular,
Exactly.
regular money, but it's we do it because we love it, right?
Absolutely.
And
Yeah.
Jenny, you've been doing this a long
I
time,
was just
right?
gonna say, yeah, I've been doing this for like 20 years. 20 years.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah. So
Did
it's
you
good.
start? Well, so your dad is a jazz musician. Was he the one that encouraged you to start performing?
I think so.
Did he hear your voice and know that there was something there?
Yeah. Sent me to voice lessons. Put me on gigs.
Yeah. So
I work with him whenever I can.
You
whenever
still-
he
I know
calls
that.
me. Whenever he hires me.
Wow.
Yeah, he's great. He's a great piano player, just like Elliot is. And I love working with Elliot because his material is just divine.
Wow.
He does a lot of stuff that nobody else does, so I really appreciate
Elliot,
that.
Same
Yeah.
with Jennifer, right back at you. And it's really a community experience, I think, when I perform with Jennifer. Like, it's not about, obviously, like the singer turning back at the pianist or whatever and congratulating them, but it's just there's an energy you feel when you make a choice and the singer inspires you to make a choice. You can tell that they acknowledge
Absolutely,
that. Even if they don't
100%.
even make a different no choice, like you can just tell that their ear is right there with you. You know, and
Yeah,
that sense of
and
community.
there's like a heart connection with that.
Absolutely,
Like, with,
yeah.
like that's how I feel when I work with Michael Isaacs. I
Oh
can't.
yeah, Michael's
That-
great.
absolutely, yeah.
I don't
Awesome.
know
Awesome.
how else to put it except that
Heart connection's a good way to put it.
we're heart
Yeah.
connected,
Yeah.
and we've known each other. I won't even tell you how long Michael and I have known each other because he'll be mad at me.
Yeah, he
But
might-
it's a
he might.
long time. Let me just take a minute. I want to go back because so many people have come up
let's
here.
see, let's see.
We have. Hold on. Oh my God! Some of
Here
our
it is.
buddies are here. Joe Roman Lars has joined us. Vera Federico has joined us. Michael Sawyer. Hi, Clarabelle Bayonne. Hang in there. We got more. We have Rita Corneli Berger. She's my cousin. Sam Barnes.
Cindy. Hi,
Krieger.
Cindy.
Hi, Cindy. How are you, honey? Love you. Michael Klein. Andrew Holmes. We were just talking about Michael. Adam Feldman. I have to say it like that, Adam. I don't know why.
Hi, Andrew.
And Brian Belovich. Brian Belovich is my friend. He just wrote an amazing book that's you can get at Barnes & Noble, Amazon. It's called Transfigured. And you must look this up. It's fascinating. So please, Brian Belovich, go and look up Transfigured. Hi, sweetheart. Okay, so we were just talking about being connected as musicians, and I feel that like Elliot, we were talking about someone turning around. That when singers turn around to a piano player, that usually means like they're kind of checking. We're checking.
Yeah, where
we're
are
at.
they? What's that? Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think that's what for me it's about energy, and I think that's also Jennifer and I think we're sensitive people and we read energy, and which is why I think do well where we are too, because we're able to read a room and you feel energy, and I think between the two of us that tends to happen a lot when musically speaking, and I realized that
Right.
the second we played music together. I think
No,
that's
I
really
want-
That's true. I think that's true.
You just said something that a lot of people don't know what that means, but we know what it means. So, Jenny, why don't you? I call her Jenny. I know it's Jennifer. I've always called her Jenny. Like, what does reading a room mean? If someone doesn't know what that means, our radio listeners, I know a lot of our singers. What does that mean when you read a room?
Just to really understand what's going to be best for the room, and tuning in with the audience, giving them what they need rather than maybe what they want.
I love that.
I think,
yeah, absolutely.
and it's
Yes.
also great to work with people that get it. That's kind of a rarity sometimes, but
spoils you though when you're off the mic or away from the piano. Like even if I go to a place and someone's putting money in the jukebox and there's just a vibe to the room and someone puts in a song and you're like, why would you're killing the room, man. Like it's funny how that really makes its way around. You know what I mean? Even off the bandstand per se.
Yeah,
and I
so-
think that's what's great about Piano Bar, because it's always different. It's never the same show, right?
You curate
And,
it. To
and you do the same thing as I do, Elliot. You never play the same thing, the same way.
I think that's what I love about working with her too. It's always a different experience.
So you
do
would
the same
just
song.
your delivery to the energy in the room.
Yeah,
Would you
absolutely.
say that? Yeah.
Yeah.
And some nights, it's like it's true. Like a lot of people will be like, "Oh, piano bar." Piano bar is boot camp for anything musical you're ever going to do.
Oh, yeah.
You have to get
Right
out there night after night, and you have to be on. People are,
And they're right next to you. Yeah.
Such close. Yeah, it's not like you're up on a stage. I mean, sometimes there's a little bit of a rise, but not much. You're very close to them. You have to be able to, with your energy, to set your boundaries, and yet musically engage them.
Yeah.
And I can chart my growth in that over the years of being, and then being much more.
All right. Well, so what do you think got you to
Yeah.
to grow to that place?
experience just doing it for so many years and different audiences, and the audiences have changed.
Yeah,
I
they
mean,
have
it
a
used to be
lot.
show tunes. It was show tunes, and more show tunes.
I was thrown when I started about how it was not, because I grew up
Which
with
is great,
standards. That's why we connected, because I was surprised at how little standards I was requested or called upon to play when I started doing the piano bar. Because I came a little late in the game compared to some other people, but I grew up with standards, and I was surprised. I guess I was surprised how many pop tunes, which is also a part of my background too, but I had to make that adjustment quickly, because a lot of times, especially weekend nights, people want...
Yeah, they want Piano Man. They want Sweet
Yeah.
Caroline.
Well,
they
even
want
some of
Beyonce or
them, the
Taylor
newer
Swift.
things. Let me
Yeah,
take
totally.
just a minute, because we'll have to do this as the show goes
No, I
on.
love it.
So, Leo Rodriguez, thank you for posting the links for Transfigured. I really appreciate it.
that's
So,
great.
Brian, yeah.
Cool.
Well, Leo's great like this. He will just pop things on. Michael Bowe has joined us. Robert Portis, I call him my BPIA. That stands for Big Pain in the Ass.
I'm sure he loves that.
He is my friend, my musical director and best friend's dad. My musical director, Lynn Portis. We've known each other for 25 years. We do a lot of things together, a lot of outside gigs, and that's her dad. So I want to shout out to Robert Portis. I love him. Even though he is a big pain in the ass. I'm just going to say it. Steve Isaacson has joined us. Michael Plosky. Hi, Jennifer. Hi, Maria.
Hi, Michael. Hi, Michael.
Gregory Allen Bach. Hi, Gregory. How are you? Also a performer. Karen Livingston, an incredible musician and teacher that I knew from Massachusetts, and we just had a
cool.
reunion.
Awesome.
Amazing. She's a conductor. She's a lot of different things. Oh, it's Robert Portis. Oh, okay, Robert. That's Lynn's brother, not your dad. Okay, sweetheart. Well, anyway, tell your dad and your family I say hello. So you are not a big pain in the ass, so your dad is. All right. Anyway, so so Piano Bar has these. Okay, what would you say the difference is then? So people that don't know Piano Bar, okay, when you do a gig with your dad, it's a different venue,
yeah.
right?
That's a great
So
question.
what's the difference? And same thing with you. So say your dad's name too, so we can.
Oh, my father's name is Gary Pace, and he's a great jazz pianist.
Okay.
And, just love him so much for playing piano my whole life.
Isn't
And
that
that's
beautiful?
it, man. That's all he's ever done. So a gig with him is like very concentrated. People are listening more than in a piano bar. So you really learn how to pick your battles in a piano bar as far as, focus, because it can get very, rowdy and,
Yeah.
a little unfocused. So I think piano bars are great training for any performance, really.
Right.
Going
Do you-
to an audition is a whole different
But
thing.
do you find this? I find this sometimes when I do like a private gig or like a gig at a different place that's not a piano bar.
Oh, yeah.
I'm always thrown by
People
the
are
silence.
listening.
They're listening.
Right,
Yeah.
And all of a sudden I can hear my own head and my own thoughts, and I'm like, did I just miss
yeah.
that verse? Because I'm not used to that. I'm used to plowing through, singing, they're talking, they're clapping, whatever they're
Right,
doing, they're
right.
clinking. But like at some kind of or show, when you do a cabaret show or when you do that type of performance, they're actually listening, right? Do you find that?
Or at an audition, same thing.
Auditions, or forget about that.
But
That's
I
a
feel
whole
like,
different-
but I think piano bars helped with auditions. Don't you think for you
Oh
too?
yeah. You know what I think it's helped with the most is that I now just go in and am myself. Where I used to go in and think, what do they want me to do? Who do they want me to be? That's come with age, but it's also come with being on the mic 4 nights a week.
Right, exactly.
Right.
For 1,000 years.
So you just
know,
right,
after
right.
a while, it feels like 1,000 years, doesn't
yeah,
it?
Yeah, yes, it does.
You know, I mean, think about how many songs we've
Yes,
sung.
it does.
Yeah, but we look good. We look,
Yeah, piano bar is a definite treat, really. I mean, people love it.
yeah,
And I love
it
it.
too still.
I do too. That's what we said, right? We still love it.
We still love it.
It can be, a lot, but it's great. Always great.
I know. Sometimes Judy will say to me, "How much longer? Like, how much longer can you do this? Aren't you tired?" Or people will ask me, even my sister, and I just feel like as long as they'll let me,
Yes, I feel the
as
same.
right, as long as people will let me sing and give me a venue to do it, I'm going to keep singing.
Right.
You know. So Elliot, now you said you were mostly a standards guy when you got here, right?
Yeah, it was strange. When I was 12 or 13, my dad kind of coached me into playing in hotel lobbies and stuff because I was.
And how are you? 12 or 13?
Yeah, he just put me in a suit and acted as my agent because there was a bar that wanted piano music, and he had a bunch of those readers. He was a big jazz guy, but had a bunch of those Reader's Digest. Like I'm talking like pre-jazz, like "Let Me Call You Sweetheart," all these like old pre-war songs. And he was and they were just big on learn more tunes. But I also really loved R&B and blues because we went to this jam session every summer. My brother and I were really little kids with this saxophone player, and that saxophone player, his whole extended family, they were Kojic, which is Church of God in Christ, like big, old school Pentecostal Baptist church, and I was exposed then to a lot of gospel, and then moved into like R&B. So that's why I
was going to say that would be very influential. But to go from where you started, you said, to that is a huge jump.
Yeah. So I think I was always into jazz and soul, and they crossed over easily. So when I got to New York and did, because I came here also as a singer. Like the program I studied up here was jazz and industry voice. Like
and you're a great singer.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, I love his voice.
All right.
But it was just interesting to bridge that gap and also understand, because I think just by being connected to pop culture, and that helps. I'm a teacher also, and my students.
And what do you teach?
I teach voice primarily.
Really?
And then
I didn't know that. I just learned that about you.
Yeah, that's what I've been doing here for about 9 or 10 years.
I can't believe that.
It's what that was like my undergrad was in voice pedagogy and music ed, so that's in Pittsburgh.
Okay, so I'm going to have to put your website up. Let's just go back a little bit. So many people are coming in. Okay.
Hey, let's look at the people.
Richard Seltzer, Sig De Miguel. Hi, Sig. William Blake.
Hi, William.
We love William.
What's up?
William's an amazing singer. Ryan Madigan. Are you still out in Provincetown, Ryan? And Millie Aguilar. Millie saves.
Awesome.
She and her girlfriend save puppies, and we are dog lovers. We were talking about that. Oh my God! I wish I had gotten Rizzo. She's at Judy. She's at my girlfriend's tonight. I wish I had gotten Rizzo because you're Tessie
Rose Kennedy.
Tessie Rose looks just a little bit like a Rizzo. Okay, so I want to go back to what we were talking about, but first I want to do this because this is important, so you can find. Because I did not know that you teach voice, Elliot.
Oh, yeah.
So you see why these things are so important to have these wonderful people on. So I'm going to show you, and then I'll show you Jen's too. This is Elliot's website, theelliotroth.com. I'm going to spell it for our radio listeners, and it's a small THE, then capital ELLIOT, capital ROTH.com. Elliot Roth, theelliotroth.com. That is his website. And maybe Leo can pop. Oh, Leo can pop that. Look at you spelled Elliot wrong though, Leo. 2 L's.
Oh yeah.
And a capital Leo. Look. Leo. Leo's great though. I love him. He's the best. Okay, so he'll fix that. There it is. Leo, you're a star.
Thank you, man. Thank you very much.
He's fantastic. And then this is Jennifer Pace's website. So capital JENNIFER, capital PACE.com. So you have jenniferpace.com. And that's it. So Leo will pop that up for us. So that's how you can find. What does Michael Vaccaro say?
I love Michael Vaccaro.
Say it. Read what he said.
First time tuning in. Hi, Maria. Hi, Jennifer. Hi, gorgeous.
He's so handsome, isn't he?
Yes.
Oh my God! And now he's got that whole new look because he posted like a picture of his like little guy self, and now he's like hottie with the salt and pepper hair and amazing. Anyway, Michael, we have to. Oh, you're in LA though, isn't he?
Yeah.
Michael, maybe you can call in some night, or if you're ever visiting, you can be on the show. So thanks for tuning in, Honey Bunny. Leo, thank you for posting that. Okay, so now you also teach. What did he write?
He wrote, "Love you, ha, white hair, old, thank you."
No, I think it's gorgeous. He looks gorgeous. Not everybody can rock that look, but you can rock it, Michael. So you teach as well, Jen, right?
I teach yoga to kids.
Who knew? I saw that on your page, and I was like, when did you start doing that?
About 5 years ago.
And how little are they?
Kindergarten, first grade.
Do they take to it?
Yeah, they do. They do.
What's the hardest part about it?
The boys. No, like I have, 15 little kids.
That's a lot.
I teach at Wingspan Arts, which
and where is
great.
That?
They're all around the tri-state area.
Okay.
After school programs and all different stuff for, a nonprofit organization bringing arts to kids.
Okay, wonderful. So you can also, and they probably have a website too, wingspanarts.com, right?
Yes, they do, yes.
Okay. So how did you get into teaching? Was it just like by accident or?
A friend of mine asked me, and I thought it would be something like a good fit.
Yeah.
I've been doing yoga for years, so it's great to be with kids.
I know.
To sing for the adults at night and teach the little ones by day. It's
awesome.
nice.
I know. I do it because I teach one day a week after school now out in the Mayo Performing Arts Center in
Oh, right.
Morristown with Darius.
Yeah, and Dana.
and Dana Graber, who I
Yeah,
love.
Me too. Love her.
And I think Henry, do you guys know Henry Kapersky?
Yes.
Henry
Yeah,
Kapersky's
I
out
love
there
Henry.
too. Isn't he lovely?
Yes, he's new on the
Talented.
scene and really talented.
Really
Yes.
great guy too. He's a
Really
great guy.
sweet guy. Yeah, he's a good guy. He's been on the show. All right, so what's something that you guys are working on? That you, tell me what you.
Yeah, tell him about the show we're doing.
Well, coming up, I work. Coming up next. Up next, I work a lot with modern dance. I compose a lot, and one of my good friends, Jeff Davis, has a dance company, and we're doing a burlesque-style holiday show at Theater for the New City.
Wow.
It's weird to be talking about the holidays.
No,
Christmas
they're
and such
really
now.
close.
They
Yeah,
are
but
close.
you got to book the cast, and it's.
Yeah.
We wanted to model it after sort of the Judy Garland Christmas "Who's at the Door" type thing, mixed with '80s and '90s special, the weirdness of all of those, and.
Do you have a date on that already?
Yes,
that sounds
we have to
amazing.
do. It's again, we just booked the space. We love Theater for the New City. Unlike the two, I did not grow up. Well, you were Boston, but I did not grow up here. But it reminds me of what I heard was old New York. Theater for the New City. Jennifer can confirm that, like Alphabet City.
Yeah, it's been there forever.
Yeah.
And
And
one of the
if-
few places that's still around.
I got to catch a year or two of the Zipper Theater before it closed, and it just reminds me of that
The
vibe.
Zipper
it
Theater,
just reminds.
right.
And we wanted something that would fit that kind of vibe, that late night thing. And Jennifer's going to be in it. LaDonna Burns, James Jackson, just some really
I love LaDonna.
great variety show of talent, holiday special vibe.
Really?
A lot of modern dancer. And
You have a
burlesque.
date on that?
Yes.
What is it?
This is December 5th through 8th.
I have to write this.
Yes.
This is like right up my alley.
December 5th through 8th at Theater for the New City.
And that is on 50th Street Theater for the New
No,
City?
this is, I believe it's
10th
right
and
bes-
1st.
Yes, it's 10th
10th?
and 1st. It's right beside the original Coyote Ugly bar.
Oh.
So it's right off the train there, and it's
Okay, Theater for the New City,
Mhm.
December 5th through 8th.
Yes,
5th and 1st, you said?
10th and 1st.
10th and 1st,
Yes.
okay. So we'll have to, I'll type that in after the show's all over, then I'll type it in somewhere so you guys, because that's a bit, we have to get to that. That sounds amazing. And you're also you work at Marie's and Brandy's, right?
I do, yes. I work at Marie's Crisis, and Elliot and I work together and so do you, at Brandy's Piano Bar.
Yeah, I fill in.
Yes, you fill in.
But I love it there. Everybody's so cool that works at Brandy's.
Yeah,
Like,
it's
that's a
great.
cool cast.
It
It's
is
a cool cast.
No, it is.
Yeah,
And,
that's good.
we love Jim Lazar.
Jim Lazar is the...
James Lazar. We love you.
Is it James now?
Well, that's his name on Facebook.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
But, yeah.
he's an amazing guy that gives a lot of amazing people opportunities.
Yes, correct.
You know, and what I love about Jim is he lets you do your thing. He just lets you do your thing. He puts you there, he says, go ahead, go for it, and he lets you do your thing. And if you're good at what you do, he's happy about it. You know, I love that kind of a person that runs a room that way.
Well, he used to work in Piano Bar years ago. He knows the deal.
He knows how
And
it
even though
goes.
it's changed a lot.
Yeah, he always
you know.
says, you know, you're throwing a party. That's
Yes.
what he always says.
George Sanders used to say that too. I mean, still does.
Yeah. So
It's a party.
Leo, I wanted to. Okay, so Leo's posted 1st and 10th. Okay, and Ariel Sinclair. Oh my God, Ariel Sinclair's joined us. Now we have to. I have to teach you guys how to say Leo Rodriguez. How we say it on the show. We go Leo Rodriguez. This is a big deal.
Yeah, of course.
All right.
All right.
So at some point you're going to have to work on your call,
Yeah,
your Leo
right here.
Rodriguez call. So maybe towards the end of the show we'll have to.
Mhm.
There's a lot of things that happen here. Now, speaking of Marie's, Jennifer, you and who is going to tell us what you're doing
We're-
across the
We're
pond?
going across the pond, yes. We booked a gig doing a pop-up piano bar, Pop-Up Marie's in London.
Wow,
At,
where?
the name of the bar is called City of Quebec, and we're going to be there. Yeah, it's called City of Quebec in central London.
Wow.
And
We have a lot of listeners in London.
yeah, so you should come. We're there for the week, October 28th through November 2nd.
Okay, October 28th.
November 3rd.
Okay, through November 3rd at City of Quebec. Okay.
Yes. Is that right? Is that a whole week? That's what I'm bad at numbers.
Because you have the 28. Yeah, that's a whole week.
Yeah.
So, okay, and is it every night? What time does
It's going to be Tuesday through Saturday from 10 till we close.
Whenever. I think they usually close around 2 out there, right?
Maybe 2:30.
Yeah? Okay, great.
But yeah, I'm excited. I haven't been to London in years. So.
We have a lot. I've never been to London, but I want to go.
But you were just in Italy.
I was just in Italy.
Unbelievable. Those pictures.
Oh my God, it's so beautiful.
I've never been. I'm dying to go.
Gorgeous.
Speaking of Italy, Annette Zito has joined us. Hi, Annette.
From Italy?
No, but she is Italian. She's from the Bronx, I think.
I'm
If
from
you
Queens,
can't be in
right?
Italy, be in the Bronx. That's it. Brad Lacey, Dr. Brad Lacey, he is a dentist. He has joined us.
A doctor?
Yeah, he's a doctor. I knew him when he was in dental school. Now he's a bigwig. So, okay, so London, City of Quebec, October 28th through November 3rd. Look for Jennifer. Who else is going with you, Jennifer?
Oh, Kenny Green.
I love Kenny Green. He was
Everybody
on the
loves
show
Kenny.
with a vet.
Oh, yeah, I saw that one.
Oh, my God.
And Adam Tilford, his boyfriend.
Great. Adam, we love Adam. I just saw him last week.
And Randy Taylor,
Randy
who
Taylor.
also works at Marie's.
Wonderful. So it really is a Marie's crew. Are you taking a certain night at going over, or is it just a... Hi, Jeffrey Campbell. I'm late, but don't worry. Jeffrey, you can always go back and watch it. Jeffrey is a classical pianist that just also is an accountant. That's,
Awesome.
yeah.
He's good with numbers.
Yeah, I was
Yes.
going to say,
Yeah.
it's all about the
Right?
math. Yeah.
It is all about math, yeah. I'm going to London next week. Gonna miss you there.
Well, hopefully we'll be back again.
Yes, all right. But you know what? These guys are down at... Annette, I know you just joined, but they're down at Marie's Crisis. What nights? Tell me your nights so we can tell people.
I'm at Marie's Crisis on Fridays and Saturdays.
And Marie's Crisis is on Grove Street, right in Sheridan Square. Fridays and Saturdays.
Right.
Right? And then when are you at Brandy's?
Mondays and Wednesdays.
Wow, okay. 4 nights to sing is a lot. It's a lot. People don't realize it.
It is.
And-
I'm with Elliot on Wednesdays, and it's great.
Yes, Elliot is a sweetheart. Yeah, and you're also a wind in a person sales kind of musician, Elliot.
Yeah, well put.
Yeah.
Say that again?
You put wind in a musician's sails. Like, for instance, I always say you're either putting wind in my sails or a hole in my boat.
Okay, well, I'll take the, yeah.
Yeah, like...
no, I love that.
But you are the kind of
Sweet.
person that when you're playing, you feel like propelled.
Oh,
There's
thanks.
like something happening behind you and you feel lifted.
Well, it's...
I mean, I feel that way. You feel that way.
I wish I could
Absolutely.
work more with you, Maria, because you can always tell too that it's a give and take. You know, it takes two people. I think. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
For
I'm
that.
just
It's
having
like-
fun. Like
Definitely a conversation, isn't it?
It is. That's
That's a good way to put it. It's true. And so, yeah, we worked together last Friday. And so if you want to, look, you can find Jennifer Mondays and Wednesdays at Brandy's. And you work with Elliot on Wednesdays?
Yes.
Okay, so you can find them both on Wednesdays. And then Friday and Saturday you're down at Mama's. I mean, not Mama's, I'm sorry.
Marie's.
And Elliot, where else can we find you? I know that you also play a singer open mic night, right?
Yes,
Tell me about that.
That's great. Speaking of standards, that's been a blessing. It's called Singer Space. It's been around for about 7 years, and it's at the bar underneath Symphony Space on 95th and Broadway.
Wow. So
And-
that's uptown, which is
Mhm,
nice.
And it's literally a blend of American songbook. So there's no prerequisite for what music people bring in, but it tends to just be...
So how does that
standards.
work? Tell me how that works.
It's
Let's
sign up
say
as- oh, yeah.
I'm a singer,
Mhm.
and I'm new to town, or I've been doing it forever. Is it
Yes.
that kind of a range?
It's absolutely
Okay.
that.
Which is
And we
great.
get that
Yes, I
every
love that
Monday.
too.
Yeah.
It's only when the room, they use that place for event spaces, so it averages out to about 2 Mondays a month. And it's sign up 7:30, and it runs 8 to about 11ish. And it's incredible community of people. Talk about listening.
Yes.
Everyone's there to listen.
See, that's really
and
nice.
they're silent.
Coming
or
back into vogue.
cheering on. Yeah, it really
Right?
is. Imagine that. I mean, it's sitting.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah,
Well, you
it's
know what?
amazing.
Let me just check in with Gina. Okay, this I have to show you. So Juliana Cesari has joined. She gave me my equity card. She was a director at Tony and Tina's
Oh,
wedding
Tony and Tina.
a million years ago. John DePalma. Hi, John DePalma, handsome. Now, this is my cousin Gina Savino. And when Gina Savino comes on, we all clap. Gina Savino, everybody! That's it. We do it every night. Gina and her sister Joyce, they own Joyce's Unisex Salon down in Everett, Massachusetts, 132 Ferry Street, Everett, Mass. Go and see those lovely ladies. And now, Gina's daughter, Gianna, is a makeup artist, like an amazing makeup artist.
awesome.
Like really cool stuff. So she's on Instagram as well if you want to follow her. So now, we were talking about There were so many things we're talking about. My God, we've covered so much. But so who do you work with on the weekends? Who are the piano players?
I'm with Michael James Roy on Saturdays.
Okay.
And I'm with Kenny Green on
I love
Fridays.
Kenny Green. Oh my God, I love Kenny Green.
Yeah, he's delightful.
He really is delightful and funny as hell. You know, when he and Yvette were on the show, both their moms popped on.
Oh, how
and
cool.
Kenny's mom is a hoot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've
Donna
never met
Jack.
her, but I'm friends with her.
Oh, right? Donna Jack Wiley, she's a hoot. And so Rena Crinelli, my cousin, is clapping. Now, Rena, I don't know, I think you guys know this, but this is a big deal now. Christmas time, Christmas night falls on a Tuesday. Happens to fall on a Tuesday, and of course, we are going to do What's the Story with Maria, and I'm going to be in Massachusetts. So we're going to broadcast live from my cousin Marisa's house, Marisa Raskowski. She's also on. So Christmas night, folks, come hell or high water, you know this show comes on. Christmas night, we're going to be broadcasting live. I don't know if you guys know that, but all right. So now I'm going to take a break, and we are going to do our food. Because, you know, I cook for this show, and I want to segue into our food section of the show, which is called, Go Ahead, Keep Eating. Now, when I said to these guys, do you have any diet... I saw you Friday, so I said,
Yeah.
do you have any dietary restrictions? And you were like, not really. Right? I like everything.
Yeah.
And then usually, hi Jessica Crinelli, she's also my cousin. And usually, it's if I have like a guest on, I always have to, if the guy says no dietary restrictions, I can't exhale yet. Because usually women have certain, they always have something they like or don't like. But Jen, you were pretty easygoing. You said you didn't like pork or liver, but you were good with everything else. And you said you're half Italian, so you love Italian food. What's the other half?
Oh, wait. Hungarian and Russian.
Wow.
I'm a Neapolitan.
That's intense.
Sicilian, Hungarian, Russian.
So there's got to be a temper issue at
Don't
some
fuck with
point.
me, pretty much.
I was gonna say,
Yeah, really, what it is.
I was gonna say, don't even think about it because plates will be thrown, and words will, you know, they'll be slurred. Yeah, things will be slurred. All right. So what did I make tonight with those? I liked, you know, someone gives me something that they like. So I said, okay, I'm not going to go full on Italian, completely 100%, but I'm going to put an Italian spin on it. So what I made was, here's our plate, okay? I made spinach fettuccine, and over spinach fettuccine, I made chicken with sherry. I have chicken with red peppers, onions, mushrooms, capers. Then I threw a little sherry in there to reduce it down, put a tiny bit of cream and olive oil in there, and some nice Italian spices. So that's happening there. Put over some delicious spinach fettuccine. That will be our pasta. And of course, on the side there, you have to have some delicious, I love bread. It's my favorite thing. So this is roasted garlic ciabatta bread. Delicious. Smells so good. Smell that. Smell that. It's delicious. You're gonna love it, Elliot.
Oh,
Yeah,
love
nice.
it, love it.
Some nice butter with that.
Delicious.
And then, of course, you know, I love a good salad. So our salad tonight, I went with a little more simple than I usually do. But we have romaine and green leaf lettuce. I mixed them up. Then I put Bermuda onions, a little bit of basil, cucumbers, and orange peppers in there. And we're going to use just simple white balsamic. No, actually, we're going to go with the regular balsamic. Forget it. I just changed my mind. Regular balsamic and extra virgin olive oil, of course. That is going to be delicious. And I put a little fresh basil in there because I bought a basil plant.
Yum, I love
Yes.
basil.
Yes, thank you. Me too.
I just made fresh pesto with some basil.
You did?
Delicious.
Billy Goffey does that. Do you know Billy Goffey?
Yes.
Yeah, he always makes fresh pesto
Love it.
and brings it in. Okay, so for dessert, what do we have for dessert? They're delicious. These are carrot cake cookies with cream cheese in the middle.
Wow.
With a cream cheese frosting. Delicious. You're gonna love that. And we have a nice bottle of Pinot Noir for you too.
Oh, Maria.
And what would a little dinner for you guys? I will not be partaking, as I often have said. I'm allergic to alcohol. I break out in handcuffs. It's not.
I never heard that one.
Yeah. Well, I didn't make up that joke. That's an old joke from way back in the day. But yes, I will not. You know, as I always say, I will get arrested. But the rest of y'all can drink. All right. So now let's go back to the beginning. So you both have musician dads. Jen, when did you know? Like, what age did you know? Did you always hear music in the back and wanted to jump in? Were you a shy kid and pulled in? How did that go?
I think I was pretty shy, actually.
When's your birthday?
April 19th.
So you're an Aries?
Yeah, I'm right on the cusp.
Okay.
And I think I was doing a play in junior high school, and I sang like Matchmaker, and I like realized I could sing.
Wow.
And
so it wasn't until high school?
Junior high.
Okay, all right.
Because I was pretty shy before that.
Joe Gullah has joined us. You guys know Joe Gullah? He's
a
a local. He's also a friend of Annette's. He is an incredible playwright. Joe Gullah. Look at. He's got a lot of plays going on right now. Katrina Keys has joined us. Yes, Annette. You see, there he is.
That looks delicious. She
Look,
says.
Look, thank you. And Annette is a chef, so that's a big deal. Thank you, Annette. Annette, I'm just going to put this out there, Joe Gullah. Joe Gullah is going to be on my show October 13th because he's got a bunch of plays coming up. Maybe Annette, I don't know, I'm just saying, you guys are great friends from the Bronx. Maybe Annette can come on that show too.
Hey, look, it's Jesse Luttrell.
Jesse, that troublemaker.
Also, he's going to be in London doing his debut show at Crazy Cox the same week I'm going to be there for Marie's. And I'm singing in his show.
No, at the same time.
And so is Kenny,
Awesome.
yeah.
That's crazy.
And Fred Barton is playing it.
Wow.
So that'll be fun too.
That'll be really fun. Okay, so let's go back to Jen. So junior high, you knew, you kind of got out there, you sang a little bit,
Yeah.
and then, but when was it that because you're a singer. You are a
Thanks.
singer. So
Yeah.
when did you start to feel in your body, I'm a singer?
Maybe my senior year of NYU
All right, so you went to NYU for performing arts, obviously.
for theater.
Right.
And I sang at an AIDS benefit.
Wow.
And I got a standing ovation before I even opened my mouth. I just remembered that. I mean, I haven't thought
do you
about it
remember
in a
what
while.
you sang?
Yes, I do.
What was the song?
The song was Keeping Out of Mischief Now,
Fabulous.
which I'm
Hey.
singing in London
Love
with
that.
Jesse.
Wow.
But it was at an AIDS benefit, and I literally, like, people just, like, stood up and applauded before I sang.
And what
so, I had sung in college, but, like,
right. But was the AIDS crisis
yes.
just happening?
Yeah.
Yeah. That was that era. It was so spooky in the city.
Yeah, it
Spooky,
was.
and it's almost like, I mean, when I think about
I
it,
know
I
what
get
you're gonna
chills.
say.
It's like you almost held your breath because you just didn't know what was going to happen. I mean, that's how I remember it. Do you remember it that way?
Yeah, and you just made me think of 9/11, because it's these times that in the city that were just,
Yeah, you know what
unbearable.
they say? It's funny that you said that. I just got chills again. They say that scientifically speaking, your cells are in your body and they're floating around doing their thing. When something traumatic or like a memory that's intense happens, they literally freeze. They freeze in a position. It's like almost like a screenshot of cells. And then when you are reminded of that, as we just were,
Right.
that's why you get chills, because those cells that are just floating around go to that same screenshot. Is that mind-blowing or what?
That's wild.
Yeah.
So that's why you have
That
that.
makes sense.
Yeah.
It does, doesn't it?
Yeah, and yeah, of course, 9/11. Now, you were working in Piano Bar in 9/11, right?
Mm-hmm.
Did you find this to be, because I remember, we're both working downtown, which is like how many blocks from where it actually happened,
God, I
right?
can't imagine that.
Yeah. Well, I was working at Don't Tell Mama actually at the time.
Okay. But
But,
that's pretty close too, but I mean...
Oh yeah, and I lived down in the Lower East Side, so
Oh, boy. I lived on Houston Street when it
Yes,
happened. I lived literally 10 blocks
that
from
smell.
there. Okay, so you remember it. You couldn't even describe what that smell was. You still can't.
But
and
it's
that,
etched.
Yes.
Right.
And that fog for literally like almost
Jeez.
2 months.
Yeah, it was
almost
just-
2
yeah,
months
yeah,
of
yeah, yeah.
for the first few days, of
Yeah,
course,
yeah,
you
right.
couldn't see anything. But then you could just feel it. This thing that just floated around.
Yeah, I'm sorry I brought it up. I just
No, but
I mean,
you,
it's
no.
just-
Listen, this
right.
is what this show is about. We talk about things that come up, and that was a time where music. I remember almost feeling guilty for singing. It was almost like nobody knew should we sing, and I was working with Michael Isaacs at the time, like,
Oh, wow.
and Jim Keefe, who we love,
I love Jim Key.
and he's so funny. He used to live in this neighborhood. He used to drive me home
Oh,
sometimes.
me too. He used to drive me home when we worked at Brandy's on Monday nights.
Yeah. What a funny guy.
Yeah, yeah.
And but we were like, when do we start playing? What do we do? And it was just a little at a time. And I've told this story before, and I remember when I felt that it was okay to sing again.
Right.
These like 10 little gay boys literally twirled in off the street. It was a couple of days later, and they said, "We're here because we were told to come here and spend money. We want to spend money in New York City." And I just thought it was so amazing. And they were from Oregon. And then the same night, we got a group of 8 little gay boys that came in and said, "We're from Chicago, and we decided we want to come to New York and spend money because we want to." And I thought, oh my God, like, this is great. People still want, and it was just so amazing as musicians I felt like I was given that permission again.
Yeah.
Well,
To stop holding my breath. And, right?
Because there's nothing like live entertainment.
Yep.
You can never, ever. That's what I love about Marie's Crisis too, is that it's no microphones. Everything's.
Well,
Yeah.
explain that to me, because I can't imagine. I've never worked at Marie's. I use a mic, a lot. So,
But in a small place, you wouldn't need to.
but
It's sort
tell
of,
me
it's
what
like,
that's.
Well, it's liberating.
Yeah.
It's like being in an audition and you're actually singing in acoustically.
Right,
in the
right.
space. Microphones are a whole other thing, and that's great too. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So you stand at the piano with the piano.
Well, I sit atop the
Yeah.
piano
You
because
do?
I'm short.
Well, because you're a little bitty thing.
I can post myself
Yeah, I
up.
will not be sitting on any pianos. Don't worry, guys. Don't panic.
But the thing about piano bar really is, and you both know this, it's fun.
Yes.
I mean,
so
it can
much
be
fun.
it can be crazy, and people get drunk and out of control.
Yeah. Oh, of
Like
course.
any bar, but it's a special thing.
Well, that's the thing. You never know what's going to happen when there's booze involved.
Yeah, well,
you
that's
never
true.
know what's going
I mean, the factor, booze, and also, I don't know if you guys have noticed this, but the demographics have changed down
Oh
there
my
a
god!
lot, right?
Totally.
Yeah.
Jesse.
What is Jesse saying? Let me see, Jesse Latrell, an amazing performer. Please tell a story at the show in London.
Okay, I will.
Yeah, you're going to have to. Great. Hector Garcia has joined us. He's talking about PTSD.
Yeah.
Jeffrey Campbell, The Wrath of Grapes. The Wrath of Grapes, Jeffrey. What's happening there?
A little switcheroony.
Yeah, a little switcheroo. So I'm going back. Okay, Paul Unison has joined us. He was visiting a few weeks ago and we became friends, and he's a big fan of Piano Bar. And I can't remember where they were visiting from. Maybe California. You get people from all over
I was
too,
just going
right?
to say Australia. We did a pop-up piano bar in Australia.
You did?
Yeah, we went to Sydney, and Kenny and Adam just got back from Melbourne and Sydney doing a gig there. People just love piano bar, which is why at Marie's in London, all the reservations are practically sold out, because people they love it.
All right, so that's what you meant, Jeffrey. When you are wino, that's what happens. Yes. Okay. Yeah. No. I mean, sometimes people will come in. The changes. I've been I have seen a bartender. I mean, I've been a bartender for. Let's put it. This is God's honest truth. Since 1984. That's how long I've been a bar. Since before you were born, Elliot. So I have seen people come in, and some of the turns. I've seen things you wouldn't believe. I mean, really, we could write books, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Remember Rosie 2 on 10th Avenue?
You know what? I never went in there, but I knew people. Only because I was...
Isaacs worked there.
Yeah, Michael Isaacs, Ruth Ann.
Yeah, wow.
Right?
Uh-huh.
Who else? A lot of... Michael Dion?
Yes.
Maybe.
Is this Rose's turn?
It was
an
part of it, right?
Yeah, it was an offshoot. It was on 10th Avenue and 46th.
Oh, okay.
It was another club that John
Yeah,
Mama
so
had.
Rose's turn was on Grove Street,
The
right
Fams,
next to
yeah.
Marie's. Is Arthur still there?
Yeah, Arthur's is still there.
It was just there
Wow.
weeks ago.
Arthur's
yeah.
Tavern, right next to Marie's, down the block from
Yeah, these places have been around. How long has Marie's been around?
Yeah.
I mean,
since
real.
the 70s as what it is now.
Yeah.
Prior to that, it was a cafe, and with live music, there's always been live music there.
Right.
And it's a historic building.
Right.
Like a lot of that area
Think
is.
about I love the Village for this reason. Think about the musical ghosts that are in those hallways, in those
All over the village.
all over. And speaking of ghosts, I took a ghost tour. It was around in October a couple years ago, and it was amazing. They walked you through the village and all the village. They say, speaking of London, and the village has more ghosts than London. Isn't that amazing? Greenwich Village in New York City has more ghosts than London.
Wow.
Yeah, because it's one of the oldest sections of New York. because you had and all
Right.
it was like where NYU is in Washington Square Park, where all the very wealthy people lived, and then where the Village is, where we work. Those outskirts, you know, those little buildings that we see all the time,
Right.
just like Marie's. They were where the Help lived.
Right.
So the Help had real stories there. You know, like the maids and the butlers and the horsemen and all that stuff and all that cool stuff that happens. But I also think musical ghost, meaning like in the 50s and 60s when it was changing over to folk, and you had all those open mics.
Yeah, and even prior to that, my grandfather was a clarinet and saxophone player.
Wow.
And he used to play at Nick's in the Village, which is right down the block on 10th and 7th, right where the New York Sports Club is.
Yeah.
Well, I think it's closed now, but yeah, there were a lot of clubs down there, and so they're down in the Village. You could
Right.
hear jazz after hours. The Village,
that.
the Village was the place to be.
Yeah.
You had 52nd Street with the jazz, but then you'd go downtown and catch a late night set. It
There's a
still
lot of
has
people,
that.
too. I loved the jam session factor, like the places that are still there.
Yeah, like
Is it Zinc Bar? People you'll catch the musicians after their gigs.
or like
Right.
Go
55.
to their another jam session after that. Like I love that. It's
Right.
downtown. Primarily.
That's what it is. And also, Village Vanguard is still there.
Yeah, Smalls is still there, which it's been there a while,
Yeah.
which is good.
But but a lot of those clubs, it's like you said, it's also underground. Like some of those places, and the Cafe Wa. Have you ever been to the Cafe
yeah.
Wa?
And that's
yeah,
still
yeah.
there, which that's been there forever.
Forever. I mean, when I first started in the city, I moved here in 1990. That was my first job.
Do you remember the Village Gate?
Of course.
My dad worked there for many years. He was
Wow.
the
Wow.
house pianist there for like about
I
10
can't
years.
believe it. And that closed like about 5 years ago? Was it more?
Oh, more. I want to say like 15.
Yeah.
But
really?
I'm not good at math. It could be 20.
Yeah, I was gonna
No,
say,
I don't.
can't-
I don't know. But I remember it being down there. Of course, the Village Gate. There were so many places down there on Bleecker Street. All those.
Arturo's is still there too. Arturo's
I
on
love
Houston.
Arturo's.
Good pizza too.
That is one of my favorite Italian
Yeah, it's
restaurants
good.
in the whole city.
It's good.
And I love the quirkiness of it.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, it's on Houston and Sullivan.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
between Thompson and Sullivan.
Thompson and
That
Sullivan.
area down there.
So if
Yeah.
you get a chance, if you're either a New Yorker or you're visiting, as a
Yeah,
matter of
live
fact,
jazz and pizza. How could you
now
go
I
wrong?
have to go.
yeah, me too.
I love, as you know what they make that's really, they make everything delicious. They have those giant calzones, like huge calzones.
yeah, that's right.
Great pizza, which I love. But they also, believe it or not, make one of the best steaks in the whole city. You wouldn't
Oh, wow.
think of it because it's an Italian restaurant, but they make delicious steak. And you walk in, it's like a really busy little bar, and then there's a jazz
Right in the
pianist
corner.
right there.
Right.
Sometimes they have an upright bass too, right?
Yeah, my dad used to sit in there sometimes.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah. And
We
then
should go there. I haven't been there. in
want to
so
go?
long.
Let's
Yeah.
do it. Let's get a group of people and just go to Arturo's. And then you go inside, and it's so busy and loud
Yeah.
with big groups of people. If I ever owned a restaurant / music venue, I would want it to be just
Yeah.
like Arturo's.
You should own one. That would be
I
a
was gonna
good
say,
thing.
yeah.
Let me tell you something.
Hey, let's open a place.
Let's do it. That's
I know
my
some
dream.
players.
That is my dream. Oh, getting the players would be no problem.
Right,
It's
we were
getting
just
the
talking
money to
about
open
that.
the places.
Right.
That is my number one dream, to open my own place and have all my friends
You'd
that,
be great at that.
that
Yeah,
I love.
Jeez, absolutely.
Well, now I manage mess hall on the weekends,
Which I-
Saturday and Sunday. Mess
Yeah.
hall's really
Right.
fun. And I'm learning a lot about the behind the scenes of running a place.
Because Shanna owns it, doesn't she?
Shanna is one of the
Right.
owners.
Right.
Yeah, Shanna Sharp. Great musician.
Yeah, great musician.
So she, and I'm learning a lot about it, but that's always been my number one dream. If I hit the lottery, that's it. I'm
is.
opening up a place. I don't know where, probably in the Village somewhere, because I know it's expensive, but who knows? And maybe not. Maybe somewhere that is less served musically.
Well, that's
Um,
what's good about Brandy's, that there's something up there on the Upper East Side.
Yeah, 'cause
live
there was
music.
many-
Yes.
yeah,
Although
there's-
that area seemed lately to really be popping.
Popping. Yeah.
Well, you know why? Because they finished the subways now.
Yeah.
That's
They
what
can
it
really
is.
let
Yeah.
loose with that,
Yeah, because for a long time, remember that Second Avenue subway, they were digging and digging. Nobody wanted to go up there.
yeah.
Right.
You know?
It's a lot easier now.
Yeah. So, yeah, Brandy's I can't say enough about Brandy's. So I'm going to have to come up and see you guys. So we have about maybe 6 or 7 minutes left to our show. So, what do you, Elliot, I just want to go back to you as a kid because we didn't hit too much of that.
Oh.
When did you finally say, I want to do this for a living?
It's not, I wouldn't say a complicated question, but it's a tough question because I was kind of reared I think my dad.
I love that.
What really helped, I think, I knew they really found the ability quick, I think, because it was my ability to hear things, like, as an ear player and be able to play them, and I was always a ham, too. So,
when's your birthday?
August 10th.
So you're a Leo.
Full Leo, yeah.
But you're sweet. Sometimes Leo men,
Not a
right?
I know,
No, Leo men.
What are
I mean,
you?
I have a lot of. I'm a Gemini, so I'm a Gemini 100,000%. You know, they're big mouths, they're communicators, they're like a little crazy, but they're creative, all that stuff. But I'm a classic Gemini. Susie Campanella was a Gemini. Poppy was a Gemini. You know, there's your Geminis, kind of. I know we were talking about Poppy last night. But Leos, the Leo men that I know, the women are very strong and wonderful. The men are usually very good looking, which you fall into that category. They dress well. You
Kenny
fall into
Green?
Kenny Green is a Leo.
Kenny, yeah, I do Leo.
But sometimes on the negative side of Leo men is they can be very, very arrogant. You don't have that.
No, I think my parents, I would say, put me in my place. I mean, I also think, too, that I have, like, the performer bug and the musician bug, and what really helped me also in New York was my dad kind of coaching me early to treat it as a self-business thing, whether it was as an actor or a musician or whatever, like take an entrepreneurial approach to it.
But it's true.
It kind of helped me just be like, and also to celebrate how cool it is to be able to say you do it for a living, whether whether your name's in lights or you're just like, I'm making a living as an artist. You know, like, people are, especially now with Facebook, like, and everything, fame obsessed, and I think that's something my parents, from early on, they kind of kicked that out of us early. You know what I mean? And so I think that.
Is that your mom?
Mama.
Hi,
Mom.
Jean, I was looking at a picture of your mom today, and you look like your mom.
She's cute.
So, hi, Jean Pace.
Hi, Mama.
Netta Ronner has joined us. Hi, everybody. So many wonderful people. So, Elliot, what you were talking about is very important. John De Palma, Joe Gulla.
Hi, John.
So many great people. It's very important that. So, was your mother a musician as well?
No. My mother.
But she understood the musician's life.
Yes, absolutely.
When you marry a musician, talking to my mother.
I know.
Yeah.
It's so wonderful to have that influence. I mean, my dad is a hairdresser.
Yeah.
Just retired, but he was a music lover. He DJ'd. He
part of his life. Yeah.
Oh my God, it was the most important thing.
What about your mom? What did your mom do?
My mother was extremely creative. She was an embroiderer. She embroidered for Priscilla Gown, which was the top bridal place in the country, and she was one of 4 women that did the specialized embroidering. She made Julie Nixon's bridal gown, Julie Eisenhower, like a lot of famous women. And she also could make clothes. She made all her clothes. She could knit anything. She was the greatest cook I ever met. She was visually creative. So she could do, and she also, but her dream was to be an actress. Isn't that funny?
Well, it makes sense.
Yeah, that was
she
was
born
a big
here?
ham. No, both my parents and my whole family was born in Italy.
That's what I thought. And
So
you speak Italian.
I speak Italian.
I loved following your trip on Facebook.
Oh yeah, I was on that too. Gorgeous photos.
Living for it, really.
I loved it. Have you ever been to Italy?
No, not yet, but I'll get
You
there.
would love it.
Yeah, I'm gonna go.
And they love Americans, which is great.
Joe O'Neill's there right now.
Oh yeah?
You know Joseph O'Neill?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. And Joe Cangelosi just left today. And so many great people were there. Heidi was there.
Yeah, her trip was great too.
She had a wonderful time. Will go there? No, Will didn't go to Italy. Shanna Sharp did. Brian Nash
I saw
went to Italy.
Shanna's trip too. It was nice.
So, all right. So now, what do you want to leave? People are listening. They're listening across the country. They're listening in other countries, and they are creative people because this show is designed for creative people. It doesn't have to be a musician.
No, of course.
Someone is a creative person, and they want inspiration. What would you tell them, Jen?
Keep on keeping on. Just keep being creative. You know, write things down. Make lists. We were just talking about that. We're just focusing. I think, and I say that to myself too.
Yeah, no, but what we tell people is we're telling ourselves at the same time. You have to always, you have to coach yourself sometimes.
Yeah. And like you said, Elliot, being entrepreneurial.
Yep.
And how would you say that manifested for you, the entrepreneurial part of it?
I would say it's following. It's a skill. It was a skill, and I think following the idea that you can make a difference with music and also hopefully get paid for it, but be able to use that yes, this is your passion, but it's a skill, and it's a skill that people want, whether it's a house party or as a teacher.
I'm going to stop you right there because that's so important. It's a skill that people want.
Yeah, right.
We have to remember that instead of feeling. Because some days I feel like, am I pushing myself on people, or when you're trying to book private parties and all that stuff. No, not everybody can do what we do.
Right.
It's important to remember that.
That's true.
And
it's a skill, right?
It is a skill,
and it's a gift too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and be able to share it. You don't want to just. I mean, there's so many different types of musician, but also like working and teaching and all that stuff. So now, if someone wants to take voice lessons from you, Elliot, you are available.
Yes, they can, and that was my, both my degrees are vocal pedagogy, but I did, my master's was, specifically I help people even out their voice. If people are trained to sing, say more classical, and I have a lot of students that I work with helping to sound appropriate for pop music, how to smooth out the sound a little bit, make phrasing choices in different genres, things like that. So
that is really, people don't think about that very much. We know about that because we come across people.
And both of you especially sing many different types of music, so you know what I mean? You know the adjustments to make. And
what's up, Jimmy? Hold on one second. What's up, Jimmy? How much time do we have? Probably means we have about a minute. Cool. So when Jimmy pokes us, he does.
You got about a minute and a half.
Okay, thank you, Jimmy. That's Jim Bell here is our producer and engineer. Thank you, Jim Bell. So I didn't mean to cut you off, but if you want to find Elliot Roth, you are going to go to right here. I'm going to show you very quickly. TheElliotRoth.com. If you want to find Jennifer Pace, you are going to go to JenniferPace.com. Also, they're on Facebook. They're my friends. Find them. There's so many great things happening in the city. Go and find these two. Wednesday nights, Brandy's, you can find them together. We appreciate and love you. Come back Tuesday nights, 9 p.m. Eastern, armeddigitalmedia.com, Armed Radio Global, and Facebook Live. Thank you, everybody. Have a wonderful night.
Bye.
Thanks, Maria.
Yay.
Great, that was
Thank
fun.
you. It was okay.
That's like therapy.
I know, it was great.
Well,
it's like going on a date.
That
You're
was,
going on a
I
date,
know,
you like talk
I
about
know.
yourself.
That's why I felt that when you asked the question.
I'm sorry if I cut you off.
No, I didn't want to ramble. Always cut me
Sorry, I talked about 9/11. That kind of.
No, let me tell you something.
That was there.
I started getting emotional.
What I love about the show is I have a few points that I like to ask people, but I like to leave it open because anything can pop up. I'm so sorry about the mamas thing. Here we were talking about it. It was like stuck in my head.
That doesn't matter.
You
didn't say don't tell mama. You said mama.
Right.
And I almost said duplex. I'm like, down the block from...
I know.
Yeah.
You know what I usually say?
10 seconds.
Rick Pants and Tony, everything he knows.
It's who I am.